Here we go. Finally, the countdown has finished, and we are getting into our second series of the day.
So yeah, welcome everyone. Series number 2, map number 1, Light Shade, and the first player here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map. Currently teamless. Maybe a team could pick it up, but this is TerraN.
It's spawning in the top left-hand corner of Light Shade LE. We have the Brazilian Zerg player. He is blue, representing Team The Bad. It is TheZergLord. Oh my. Mate, things are popping off.
I mean, I am a little not surprised because TerraN, after Special, I think TerraN is the TerraN player in the region that I see most made proxy barracks. You know, mate? And he's going for 3 barracks, so I think we're going to see Marines here.
Yep.
3 barracks Marines.
No gases have been taken, so this is all just Marines. He's going to be sending it. Meanwhile, there is an Overlord headed in this direction. It looks like it will eventually see these Raxes, but again, the Overlord is pretty slow and the Raxes are pretty far back, so it's going to take a while for the ZergLord to really get eyes on this. Oh my god,
this is a very interesting placement. It is kind of safe to not be looked at, but it is very far away, mate. And why are Overlords converging?
Yeah, exactly. Like this Overlord is actually on patrol back and forth. It's going back.
Okay, I was scared for a second. Like, what the hell? So the ZergLord sees. The ZergLord now fully knows what is happening.
But
I'm even surprised that we have a supply depot being built here as well.
I was shocked as well. I'm like, Jesus Christ, everything is being proxied right now. This is so committed. Meanwhile, it has been revealed. TerraN, he is just executing this. He is pulling the trigger. Meanwhile, the ZergLord evacuates his natural base and throws down a Roach Warren.
Yes, a Roach Warren is going to be his answer. I like the answer. Let's see how well it works out. A spine is being built on the main base.
Yeah, exactly, and I kind of like this from TerraN as well. He's not wasting any time in the natural base. He goes straight into the main.
Now let's see how it works out, because since he wants to go roaches, mate, he's not making any more units, and the amount of Marines that are starting to pile up is getting big.
Mate, the spine was cancelled. The only thing to defend right now is this queen and a bunch of workers. Meanwhile, roaches are on the way. 6 at a time. 6 roaches can definitely defend.
Yeah, 6 roaches can defend. They're about to pop out. Maybe we'll see how fast can TerraN react to them. There we go. Finally, one Marine down, 2 Marine down, 3 Marine down. We'll have to be careful. More Marines are coming behind this.
Exactly. One of the roaches did fall, but again, it looks like the ZergLord just barely has enough to defend against all of these Marines. He has to be careful not to overextend. But some nice micro there. He does pull back with the weakened roach.
Yes, and the ZergLord defense, mate. Defense. TerraN has no more Marines left, and now the ZergLord can just walk across the map.
And
he's going fierce after the racks. I was hoping he was going straight into the natural base, because, mate, there's no wall. There's nothing else at home.
There's nothing at home, but you know what? This depot is going to fall as well. TerraN finally pulling the trigger, finally going across the map with his army. There, maybe with high ground, TerraN can defend at the ramp. There aren't that many roaches, but this is already such a good start for the ZergLord.
Interestingly enough, TerraN is not stopping with the Marine production, mate.
Oh my god.
He really is all in. He's not trying to transition into anything.
He's raised around. The SCVs, they do come down immediately. One of the roaches does fall.
Second one falls as well. Tier one as well. Ooh, this is as all in as he can get, mate.
Yes, exactly.
All in as he can get.
And
he has 2 SCVs at home.
This is a disastrous move by the ZergLord. He's going across the map. These roaches, they are not going to be at home to defend. It doesn't matter what they do here, because again, this CC can lift up. The roaches are going to do nothing. And now TerraN is across the map. There are 3 queens. Roaches are just puffing out.
Let's see who has more. Let's see who can do the most amount of damage.
God, exactly. We do have some nice focus fire, but you know what? All the SEVs have gone down. No more buffer for TerraN, and it looks like there's just too much Zerg. GG.
What a game. I was okay. TerraN did a cheese. I kind of expected it. I did not expect him to go all in, like all in, and not transition at any point.
I mean, when you go for a proxy 4-racks, how are you going to transition, mate? Like, that was that wasn't just a cheese. That was a very stinky cheese. Like, that was very committed. Very committed.
I was expecting a gas and maybe try to close your ramp and try to transition from there. Go for double expand after that. But no, mate, he went all ham on it. All ham.
Yeah.
It was incredible, but unfortunately it didn't work out.
If you went for a 2-racks, even maybe a 3-racks, like you can definitely transition. But oh god, it's so rough to try and do that, especially on Lightshade. Lightshade is a pretty small rush distance. It's not like we're talking about Romanticide, for example. So the option wasn't there for TerraN. Loses game 1. Now gonna be getting into game 2, and the ZergLord has a nice lead.
Yes, want to say that to the ZergLord, this is still again a best of 5. Every matchup here is a best of 5. So still plenty of room, still plenty of more games for TerraN to cheese if he wants to.
I would be so surprised if he does on this next map, by the way. The next map is going to be on Blackburn.
Look, mate, it's a Wednesday, we're in the middle of the week, it's like over midnight here in Europe, so maybe TerraN just want to go to bed and be done with it.
It's possible, mate, it's possible. Oh god, but this would be a very good map for TerraN to be a little bit not less aggressive, still aggressive, but a little bit less early on, right? You know, get into a bit of a longer game here, go for your 2-base push. We saw Kellezer do so well with that style. We'll see if TerraN can do the same. As the countdown has started, and we are getting into map number 2.
Interesting. I'm watching Cosmos stream. There is no TerraN cam.
Funara TerraN. Funara.
Yeah. Someone please send him a webcam all the way to Portugal. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to Blackburn LE, map number 2 in this best of 5 series. And spawning here in the left-hand side corner of the map, the player who's up 1-0 from the bad is ZergLord.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have the Brazilian TerraN player living in Portugal. So it's quite late for him, going for that cheese in game number 1, but not in game 2. Representing himself, it is TerraN.
Mate, I'm watching the webcam of the ZergLord on the Cosmos stream. The ZergLord has gloves on.
Is it cold in Latin America right now?
I mean, remember that Brazil is on the south. I'm on the north, so it is summer for me here. It is winter for they there. But no, I wanted to bring the gloves because I don't know about you, mate, but I cannot play with gloves on.
I cannot. Right, I can't.
I need to actually like feel the touch of the keyboard and the mouse. Otherwise, I have no idea what I'm doing.
I can't function as a human being with gloves on, let alone play StarCraft, mate. Oh god.
I mean, this is the ZergLord we're talking about. There's a reason why he is Grandmaster and not us.
It's true. It's very true. You know, it's
imagine if he has the gloves on. Imagine what he can do once he takes it off.
Exactly. Man, keep an eye on that webcam. We'll see how the series progresses. There's gonna be a point in this series where he takes off the weighted clothing. He takes off the gloves, mate. That's when we know he's serious. Oh my god, but yeah, very interesting, very interesting.
Map number 2, Blackburn LE. We saw it earlier today with Kellezer going for a strong like bio in this map, while ZergLord went for the more roach heavy composition. I don't think the ZergLord is the kind of player that's going to be going full Roach in this map. You know, I think if TerraN goes bio, the ZergLord definitely goes. Okay, as soon as I say that, everything goes to hell because here comes a Roach warrior from the ZergLord.
Oh god, welcome to the hashtag caster curse, mate. So this is very interesting. This isn't the style that we saw from Eric. This is a much faster Roach Warren. The ZergLord skipping Ling's speed to go for it. So far, the Reaper, it's a little bit distracted. It's a little bit busy here in the natural base. TerraN has not got into the main. In a moment, TerraN alarm bells are going to be ringing. Where's the third? You know, it should be coming out soon.
Mate, it's even worse. TerraN is going for a double CC.
Oh my god, this is the best case scenario here for the ZergLord. TerraN going for an economic opening. At this point, TerraN, he should be questioning life right now. He's like, yo, where's the third? Something is not right.
Yeah, mate, 8 roaches being built at the moment. TerraN still has no idea. He sees a drone finally, but like at minute 3, which is late, but not so late that it is not like unheard of.
This is a nice fake out. This is a beautiful fake out from the ZergLord.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. He doesn't even have near enough money to build a drone. He sees them. He sees them with the Reaper. Now he knows and he's going to start panicking.
Exactly. There we go. Immediately he evacuates his natural base. He knows that he cannot hold his natural. We have a bunker thrown down up in the main. But what is there to fill that bunker? Nothing. There's a single Marine right now. He has a couple of Hellions. Hellions aren't going to do anything against Roaches either, as the ZergLord is already across the map. A Blackburn, very short rush distance by ground, and the ZergLord abusing that here. Oh god, and the Roaches, they come in.
Okay, the wall closes. The SCVs are coming to repair. Interestingly enough, no Ravagers, only Roaches here. But they will be able to take this supply depot at least.
I'm honestly surprised. Even though there weren't any Ravagers, a depot still went down. We do have that high ground vision with that Overlord. Roaches, they could try and go for another depot. The wall is no longer a wall, so he could just walk in.
And ZergLord is walking in. He's walking in. I'm not sure that I like it that he's focused. Oh, he actually got the bunker. That's huge. That is pretty huge. Now the Banshee is out, so eventually this is going to be taken care of. But this ZergLord is doing quite a lot of damage.
Exactly, even enough damage to get another depot here. He killed all the Marines, all of the Hellions. Still no mining at the natural. A lot of damage dealt here by the ZergLord. And behind this, mate, he just runs up.
The attack is over. He only kills a few SCVs, but that's all he needed, honestly. 48 workers for the ZergLord, 34 for TerraN. Now, at least TerraN has the gracious thing that he has a third CC.
Yes.
So he's going to be able to I was going to say drone up, SCV up fast.
Yes, exactly. Like, because TerraN has that third CC, we see triple SCV production. He can catch up. It's going to take a while for him to catch up, but he definitely has the option available to him. Meanwhile, unfortunately, this Banshee isn't going to deal too much damage. It was revealed earlier. Cloak is even on the way, which is very interesting. It's going to be a very late Cloak timing, but because it's so late, it's unexpected, and maybe the ZergLord. No, never mind. He's got spores. No, okay. He's ready for it, mate.
Yeah, he's ready for it, mate. Now, just these two people now only starting to drone up, to work up, and to see what they can do. TerraN going for the bio, double engineering bay on the way, steam on the way. And meanwhile, the ZergLord on the other side, he is going for Roaches. Roach is on the way. +1 range attack is being researched right now. I'm not sure if I like it, Light. I'm not sure. I always feel a little unease when I see a Zerg player going for a Roach composition when the other player is going for Biotank.
Yeah, I agree, except the difference in this game specifically is that because the ZergLord dealt that early game damage, he was able to get an early lead and be a little bit greedy. So I don't think he's in the worst position to do this. I do think that he could potentially hit a very nice 1-1 timing with Roach Ravager and hit this third base, and I think he can have success with it. But I agree in the sense that there's longevity. There's a bit of like, there's not that much longevity to this composition. Like, eventually he needs to get out of it, or just end the game with it.
Let's see what he does. I think he wants to try to end it because he has dropped drum production, mate, at 56. Now he's just focusing on roaches.
Yeah, exactly. Normally, we would see another base by now. We should see a fourth base at this point, but we don't have it. We have all these roaches. Again, 1-1 is about to finish up, so he does want to hit that timing. He still needs a couple more Ravagers. We should see him morph them in soon. What's important is that this still hasn't been scouted by these Banshees.
And he's walking out. He's walking into the other side of the map. There's nothing here to defend the tier base, mate. Nothing.
Wow.
Where's the army of TerraN?
It's non-existent, mate. He pulls everything away. What's terrifying? TerraN doesn't even have a single tank. He has no tanks. Without tanks, how are you going to hold against Roach Ravager?
You don't, mate. You die. That is what happened.
Oh my god. Third base is lifted up. The Roach Ravager is trying to break into the natural base. There is a wall, but for how much longer as it just immediately falls?
Here we go, mate. SCVs are going to be pulled. No, you don't never want to pull SCVs when you need them. And the trade is happening. The trade is happening on this side of the map. TheZergLord is losing a few workers with those two Banshees, but mate, comparing to what TheZergLord is doing here, the TerraN is very dead.
Exactly, and the tank goes down as well. So much damage has been dealt. 40 SCVs went down here. The TheZergLord, I'm sorry, TerraN, he was getting ready to go for a drop. He's like, I have to do something to get back into this, but he's forced to land his drop. He needs to try and defend. He survives. He does defend against the push, but is he really living here?
He's dead. Just no one has told him yet. Banshees are doing work on the other side of the map, but with the difference in economy, mate, I'm not sure what can TheZergLord do. What can TerraN do? I gotta say. Now, actually, those Banshees did quite a lot of work. 40 workers for TheZergLord, 30 for TerraN. The difference is not as big as one would expect.
Exactly. The Banshees doing a lot of work there. They didn't kill a lot of workers, but again, the worker count is so even because of the TheZergLord. He cut drone production earlier on, right? But the Roach Ravager, it's still here. He's trying to push up this ramp, not trading as best as he could. TerraN, he still has 3 CCs, so man, he has a chance. He has a chance,
mate. He still has enough army, and TheZergLord is just focusing just only on Roach Ravager. No Infestors, no Hydras, no nothing else. And look, once you have enough Marauders, you don't need that. You don't need that, okay? Tanks are a luxury, especially that you cannot that TerraN cannot afford yet.
Exactly.
He's going for a drop. And that drop is unscouted so far.
Exactly, like he needs to take these risks. Like right now, he doesn't have anything to defend. He could, like, once again force his third base to be lifted up, but the drop, he's banking a lot on this, and the drop does get into the main base. It's finally spotted, but the TheZergLord, his army is completely out of position.
Oh, this is going to do a lot of damage, a lot of Marauders here, so the roaches are going to be hard to defend.
Oh, the lair.
He's targeting the lair. And the lair is going to go down, mate.
The lair goes down. At the same time, the TheZergLord pushes into the natural base of TerraN, and he's having a hard time. The tank is doing a lot of damage here to the main army. The reinforcements do defend. The TheZergLord gets a lot of worker kills, sure, but he lost the base.
He lost a base. That's really bad for the Zerg. Not only is it less mining for the player, it's also less larva, which means less units.
Exactly. Now the TheZergLord forced onto 2 base economy. He's trying to take the gold base at this stage. That's how desperate he is. Honestly, he doesn't have that much army. Like TerraN, he could end the game.
Can a TerraN player really come back from having only 20 workers against a Zerg player that is doubling supply?
I mean, TerraN's pretty OP, mate. I mean, it's Mules are pretty good, and I do think that he could have gone across the map and maybe ended it. I think it may be a little bit of a mistake that he pulls back, but he's trying to be safe, right? Like, he's trying to macro out of this, which I completely understand. But right now, like, the TheZergLord's army, it's not looking that great. But here we go.
He's doing a lot of work here. The engagement is happening, mate, and this TerraN is winning it very straight. More reinforcements are coming from the TheZergLord, but not enough. And GG, mate. TerraN takes the game. and draws the series 1-1.
GG, TerraN, he pulls himself back, even though he lost 40 SCVs. Doesn't matter, mate. Because, mate, you got mules. You're TerraN. You got 3 CCs. Ah, God. But honestly, very well played there by TerraN.
Yes, also very well played by TheZergLord. I think his only mistake was as he went too all in only making roaches. If he transitioned with infestors or with hydras or something like that, I think he would have easily crushed TerraN.
Yeah, I think probably his biggest issue there was just the lack of scouting. Like, that drop killing the base was huge. Like, when the drop came in, he made the decision. His roaches were out across the map. He couldn't come home with it. Like, he had to do something with those roaches, and that was a lot of supply. And sure, he killed 14 SCVs, but again, losing a base, losing production, losing workers, didn't go well there for the ZergLord. Yeah, GG.
Yeah, GG, mate. We are tied 1-1. Let's see what's happened next. See, mate, I told you we're going to finish 3-2, and so far so good.
Yeah. Again, we should go to the ace match here. What I will say for the ZergLord is that, you know what, Blackburn, we're done with it, right? Like, TerraN is expected to win on a map like that. Thankfully, it was early on in the series, so it's not like a decisive map like for Eric versus Kellizer, where that was game number 3. So we can move on from here, and we'll see what else we have in this series. What is our map order going to be?
Third map, light, 2000 atmospheres.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel about it?
I mean, it's better than Blackburn. Oh, God. I honestly, on 2000 atmospheres, I think we're going to have a longer game. We saw aggression from both players. TerraN went for the proxy racks. The ZergLord went for the fast roach warren. I think on 2000 atmospheres, we're going to see something more standard. Also,
mate,
are you milk?
Mate. The ZergLord blows off.
Oh, really?
Yes. I saw his hand, and there was no glove on it. He is ready, mate. He is ready.
Oh, God. I love it. After game 2, he's like, you know what? All right, let's take this seriously. Let's go. Throws them to the ground. His fingers are warmed up, mate. And now we are getting into game number 3. We're tied up. You say this all the time, mate. This is essentially a best of 3 at this point.
Yes, who needs best of 5? Am I right?
The people want best of 5s.
So yeah, welcome everyone. 2000 atmospheres is going to be up map number 3, and spawning here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, the TerraN player, the blue TerraN player, TerraN.
Spawning in the top right hand corner of 2000 atmospheres LE, we have the Brazilian Zerg. He is red, representing Team the Bad. It is the ZergLord.
Proxies, mate. No proxies so far. So I'm not sure if I should say relieved or disappointed.
Like, there's time for proxies later in the series.
I don't know, mate. I kind of like 2000 atmospheres as a good map to hide a couple of barracks around, you know?
I mean, honestly, often I've seen like proxy racks is here at the third base location, maybe towards the south as well. I mean, to be fair, the ZergLord is anticipating it. If you look at the overlords, they are scouting all over the place for a proxy.
Yeah, mate. But what better proxy than the one you made in your own base?
Exactly. Oh god, TerraN is so good. They didn't even need a proxy, mate. They just make the racks at home. This is amazing. But as I was saying, I do think we're going to get into a more standard game here. Like, I can't wait. I want to get into like the Biotank versus Lingbane Muta. That's what I live for, and hopefully we see it here. I say Lingbane Muta. I have seen the ZergLord go Lingbane into Lurkers, into Hydra Lurker Viper as well. Like he does have it in him to go for that kind of composition instead.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see what he does. So far, standard, 4 Zerglings, 2 Queens, nothing more, nothing less. Just exactly what you need to defend against 1 Reaper.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And what I have to wonder, because I don't know if you can recall or not, have you ever seen TerraN go mech? Is that something that he's done before?
Yes, he has definitely gone mech before. These days he has gone mech less than he used to. But yeah, mech is definitely something that TerraN can and probably will do at some point, if I'm being honest. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if we see all 5 games and all he play bio.
Okay. Now I'm worried.
Meanwhile, again, mate, TerraN going for the faster CC.
That he is.
This man likes living on the edge.
Oh, and a very interesting build here. So the more common thing, especially when it comes to Korean StarCraft, is you go 3rd CC before starport, but TerraN is going for a 3rd CC before the 2nd racks. A 2-1-1. Interesting. I wonder if he has a strong helium push later on. Yeah, like this is definitely a variant of the 2-1-1. There we go. Stim is on the way. He will eventually get that starport, but just like a 2-1-1, as soon as the first couple of medevacs are done on the starport, TerraN is going to be pushing out across the map. The ZergLord gets in with his Overlord, and he will scout this.
Yes, he will see everything. So he knows exactly the double barracks. He knows exactly that Steam is on the way. So he should be more or less ready for when TerraN has everything ready.
Exactly. No excuses, mate. He has the information, but can he pull off the execution? Is the question here. He does have plenty of queens to defend against the first couple of Hellions. Again, because it was a 2-on-1 opening, there aren't that many Hellions, only 4 here, so there's plenty for the ZergLord to defend, but he has to be careful not to drone up too much, and I'm also curious to see where the timing will be on his Bailey Nest. What timing is he going to have on his lair? Is he going to go for earlier upgrades? He needs to respect this. Like, he needs to make sure he has an army for the incoming Marines.
Yeah, so far nothing. So far only queens to defend against these Hellions and Reaper incursions, which, you know, queen, very good unit.
It's very good. It used to be better, mate. It used to have even longer range, if you could believe that.
I know, I remember those days. It was horrible.
Oh god, it was so much easier dealing with Liberators. Liberators were probably the biggest things that were one of the biggest things that was affected by that. Obviously, it had a bigger effect when it came to Sky Toss and like Oracles and stuff like that. Oh god. Meanwhile, these Hellions are actually cleaning up a surprising amount of creep tumors.
Yeah, they kill like 6 creep tumors over there, including 2 active. So nice little win for TerraN over there. The more creep tumors that you can destroy, the better. And here comes the drop. This Steam is done. So these Marines are going to do a surprising amount of damage. And what does the ZergLord have? Only Zerglings, mate.
Yeah, but with enough Lings and Queens, the ZergLord can defend. Ooh, and TerraN losing a couple of Hellions needlessly there. Again, 2 extra Hellions to help buffer for these Marines would have been huge, but he lost 2 of them a little bit early. Marines are stimming in there.
Yeah. Based on the attack, cancel on this base. At least it was not a destroy. So nice save for the ZergLord. Oh, nice link run by on the other side of the map.
Yeah, exactly. Using his links beautifully. Meanwhile, he's gonna lose a couple of queens. Oh my god. He just needs to buy time though. Buy time for those banelings.
There's enough DPS. The TerraN is forced to pull out, and Zerglings on the other side of the map did damage. 9 worker skills for TerraN. But the Marines are still alive, mates.
Yeah, they are not stopping. Another queen in the main base goes down, and even though this is going to be defended, TerraN, he still dealt a decent amount of damage, right? He forced a cancel. Is he going to force another cancel, by the way? Okay, he shouldn't.
No, he couldn't, right? Oh, he does.
Oh my god.
Now, Light, I think the aggression is over for now. Do you think it was worth it? Especially taking into account what TerraN lost in his base.
I do think it was worth it. If we have another run by here, thankfully TerraN is ready defensively. Forcing a delay on the 4th base like this, especially when the Zerg player is going Ling main, like this is huge. Like Larva is so important for the Zerg player right now. That is why the ZergLord, he's not just double expanding, he's also getting a macro hatch in his main base. He needs that Larva desperately, otherwise he's just going to get out macroed by TerraN.
Yeah, larva for days, mate. Larva for days.
Oh boy. Meanwhile, it looks like the ZergLord is getting ready for a Baneling run by. I think TerraN may have just caught a glimpse of it with the watchtower. It's hard to say. He does have a bunker in position, but there's a lot of potential here for this run by.
Yeah, especially now that Baneling spin is done. So those Banelings are going to roll and roll around faster than ever.
Exactly. Oh boy. Meanwhile, I like this from TerraN. He is switching into Widow Mines. Again, a very nice choice here for the TerraN player. He still doesn't have Drilling Claws, unfortunately, but eventually I'm sure he will work on that.
TerraN is moving out.
Yeah, taking control of those towers, you know, getting as much map vision as he can. Meanwhile, oh, he actually does catch.
The Banelings are going to be spotted. Wow, that Widow Mine friendly fire, am I right?
Yeah, that was some really rough friendly fire there on TerraN. I mean, to be fair, at the same time, he was dropping in the main base, so he was a little bit distracted, you know, he didn't have all of his attention there. But at least he did deal with the Ling Bane, and it didn't get into the mineral line. Like, losing Marines is preferable than losing SCVs.
No, not that I noticed. TerraN went first for the +1 armor for his infantry instead of the more common +1 attack.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was very interesting. Like he really wanted those Marines to be as tanky as possible. Here comes TerraN. Nice plates on creep.
Yeah, exactly. Jesus, we almost saw some Widowmine connections on those Banelings. Meanwhile, speaking of, we have a Ling run by here at the natural base once again, but at the same time, there's a drop in the main of the ZergLord.
Mate, there's action all over the map. I don't know what's going to happen after this.
Yeah, exactly. Another drop here at the 4th base of the ZergLord. It looks like the ZergLord should be able to defend against this, but the Bioforce keeps pushing in, and more workers are going down for both players.
Finally, all the action has stopped. At the end of the day, 22 workers down for TerraN, 14 workers down for the ZergLord. 46 left for TerraN, 70 for the ZergLord. So currently the ZergLord is ahead in economy. The ZergLord is ahead in economy and also ahead in upgrades. One, I gotta say, two already done for the ZergLord, only one for TerraN.
Exactly. Those upgrades are actually pretty important. Like, typically we see things pretty even, or even the TerraN player to be ahead in upgrades, but yeah, they are a little bit delayed here. They're taking quite a long time. And what's important is that, sure, we have, you know, some more harassment going on here, but the hive is done. Ultras are on the way, and TerraN doesn't have a response to that. He's working on Liberators and Marauders, but again, it's going to take a while for him to really make his army a little bit more sophisticated.
Yeah, definitely, and the Ultras are already here. Ultras are on the map. Marauders has only one Marauder in the map at the moment. Mate, one Marauders against 5-6 Ultras, not a good showing for TerraN.
Exactly. There we go. We see a scan. Ultras have finally been revealed. At the same time, a massive Ling run by at the 3rd.
Yeah, the bunker is down. Nothing here to defend, and this is a lot of damage. The ZergLord is focusing on that command center.
Exactly, and at the same time, he's looking to try and hit the planetary. Ultras can definitely take this down. We even have some Banelings to try and deal with those SCVs. TerraN, he's trying to defend, but he's being pulled apart.
The planetary is going to fall. I'm not sure if I like it because he's basically trading this Ultralis for it. There's nothing here to tank for the Ultralis, funnily enough.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? There wasn't that many Marauders. There wasn't that much to like punish those Ultras. So only one Ultra went down. At the same time, we have a drop here across the map, but I mean, it's only 3 Marines. Like TerraN, he's trying to do what he can, but he's falling further and further behind. This is his last push here.
Will he be able to do something good out of it? I don't know. Oh, those ultras over the infantry, they're destroying the infantry, mate. One swing, all the HP goes to red.
Exactly. Thankfully for TerraN, there's no anti-air. So nothing can deal with these medevacs, but the problem is that there's not much for these medevacs to heal.
Yeah, everything dies as soon as they land, and made 135 supplies versus 196. It is obvious who's winning this game right now. Double the amount of workers also for the TheZergLord.
Yeah, exactly. The Ultras are finally here. There's some good SimCity, so it's kind of awkward for these Ultras to bust in, but the depot goes down. There is no more wall. The Ultras get into the main, into the production, and the TheZergLord is able to take it game 3.
GG, good job for the TheZergLord. He got that lead, and he basically never let it go.
Exactly. He was so on point with his run bys. Like at the same time, TerraN, he had some nice moves. You know, he had a lot of multi-prong. He was dropping in the main, dropping at the 4th, pushing into the 3rd. It was great to see, even forcing a cancel like twice on the 4th base. But those Ling run bys, mate, that was really what was winning the TheZergLord the game there and keeping him ahead.
Yeah, GG. So 2-1 for the TheZergLord. Assuming everything goes as planned, TerraN should win the next map, right? Right?
Yes. In an ideal world, TerraN wins the next map. We go to the ace match. That's what we want to see here. And very interesting map for game 4.
I mean, let's be honest. Is there a map that is not interesting, Light?
Oxide. Get it out of here. Get it out.
Soon.
Soon, mate, soon. But we're not talking about Oxide. We are here. We are on Romanticide, one of the other sides on the map pool. And you were talking about mech earlier. And if there was a map to go mech on, this would be it.
Fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is the moment where TerraN vindicates me and sees me not talking out of my ass, you know.
Oh god. I mean, we saw Kellezer do mech earlier on this map, and he won against Eric, right? Like I feel like TerraN, he could pull it off as well, maybe, potentially, or he could go for another proxy. It's possible.
See, mate, I told you, TerraN does not have a webcam.
Oh, no.
So, Light, please send him one fast. Amazon EU easy.
Okay, he's not a duckling, man. What are you talking about? I can't get him a webcam.
You can say that it is like a small sponsorship, you know, an honorary duckling.
Oh god. Maybe one day.
One day. So people, if you want to see TerraN as a duckling now, please everyone add like VIP on Twitter.
Oh god, if you want to see TerraN as a duckling, you know, consider subscribing to the channel.
Yes, also because, you know, Lights needs to get money from somewhere, you know.
Exactly. You can help support the channel if you wish with subscriptions. We also have a Patreon if you want to help us that way as well, as all of that money does go towards our tournaments as well as our players, as we do have a pro team Also, something that I did want to say is shout out to Dastan and also exclamation mark Funada Dastan, as he is showing up here in the chat. So he was streaming Apex the other day.
Yeah, remember when Dastan used to be a StarCraft player?
Hey, Dastan's trying to forget that, okay? Oh god, but yeah, I miss Dastan. I miss the Chilean Protosses, man. They were so good. Feels bad, man.
Okay, mate, you still have Sagan.
Not even Sagan also retired, if you remember. He stepped away from the game.
Did he? I do not remember actually.
Yeah, those. God damn it! Stepped away a long time.
I'm sorry,
ago
mate,
now.
but and GG. That's it. We're done. No, I mean.
Congratulations, the TerraN. Oh god.
Yeah. We're on 7, unfortunately, so nothing to worry about, people. We're just going to remake the lobby, remake the game.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We'll be back shortly, with the map remade. Oh boy. But yes, Sagan stopped playing when Darkness was still around, by the way, like last year. You didn't notice the lack of Sagan, mate?
I mean, Sagan was never like someone who was around very much. You saw him every now and again, but I never knew that he like completely stopped.
Yeah. If you remember, he used to be on Alpha X, but then a year ago now, a while ago, he did end up leaving the team. And like there was a period there where he was being like coached and like kind of he was like taken under the wing of the Stan and Darkness, you know, like they were training him up. But I think he decided that, you know, like competing wasn't something that he really wanted anymore. So he did step away.
Okay, let me get this straight. There's no more Dastan, there's no more Darkness, there's no more Sagan. Who the hell is the best Protoss player in Chile now?
Cristiano?
X?
X.
Cristiano X, probably.
Oh god.
We saw him last season in Desafiantes, so yeah. So we're in the map, people. We're in Romanticide, and we are also in the correct server. So we're going to have a match in our hands and spawning here in the top left-hand corner of the map. Currently up 2-1. Desert player for the bad, TheZergLord.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the Brazilian TerraN. He is red, representing himself. It is TerraN. I love that, by the way. Shout out to Cosmos. I don't know if you have the logos mod on right now.
I don't. But he has the I'm seeing your stream and Cosmos stream, and he has the logos for the tournament and the sponsor and everything, right?
Yes, he does. And he's got his own logo, and I didn't notice until now. He's got like a Cosmos, like an atom sort of thing in the O in his name, which is cool.
Wait, really? I didn't know. I didn't notice that. I need to pay more attention to the little details.
Meanwhile, this makes a lot of sense, and I wouldn't put it past TerraN. The ZergLord is looking around for those proxies.
I mean, I told you, after special, TerraN is the TerraN player in the region that does the most proxies.
Yeah.
He's the little special in the region.
In a way. I mean, I have seen him proxy plenty of times, especially on Romanticide. So it makes a lot of sense that the ZergLord would be a little bit cautious here. TerraN even going for this bunker. Oh my god.
He's trying to get the TheZergLord to overreact, and he's going to overreact, mate. What the fuck?
No! So many workers! Oh god! The ZergLord, please!
Not only did he pull so many workers, mate, he's going to lose 2 workers more.
Oh my god, there we go. 2 drones go down. A wave of lings were made as well. This is a disastrous start for the ZergLord.
Mate, not bad for only 25 minutes, am I right?
That was the mind games from TerraN. Again, he is known for cheesing like pretty well, so it does make some sense here that the ZergLord reacted the way he did, but TerraN just like abusing his reputation.
Yeah, mate, a lot of mining time lost, 2 worker skills, a lot of extra links done as well. Look, those links are even like trying to scout, seeing if there are barracks nearby, I think.
He has to do something with the lings, right? He has to do something, and the creep tumor even gets taken out. The third base is being delayed so much by this Reaper. The lings, they will go across the map, and they have to do something. It looks like they're going to wait for ling speed before they try and sneak into the natural.
Yeah, but by the time Link's ping is done, there should be Hellions. The question is, are the Hellions going to just run past the base as soon as they come out? Or are they going to wait a little for the second wave?
That's a good question. There is potential here for these lings, right? Especially if the Hellions leave, if they don't stay at home. Right now, they are chilling here outside or in the natural base. TerraN most likely waiting for his next round of Hellions. And the ZergLord is forced to take the forward third base.
This Reaper is still alive, mate. He's seeing everything.
Yeah.
He's being very annoying.
It's so important as well. Like, he confirms, hey, there's no all-in coming, there's no Roach Warren, which definitely could have been an option, by the way, for the ZergLord, just because of how delayed his opener was. Of course, we do see that he's trying to transition out of it, but yeah, TerraN, he confirms that. Hellions are finally out. Zooming around the map, these lings still haven't done much.
Yeah, mate. One important change between this game and the previous games of TerraN, no faster CC. Finally, got the CC is coming, but this is like a more normal CC.
Yeah.
This early on, he scouted with his Overlord. He sacrificed the Overlord to see, and he didn't see any CC. So he knows TerraN is not as economist focused as the previous games.
Yeah, and this makes a lot of sense, to be honest. Like, he did go for a more standard 1-1-1 timing and a more standard Banshee opening, and this would be very good against like a Roach attack. So if the ZergLord had gone for an aggressive transition, he'd be ready for it. Meanwhile, the lings, it looks like they're trying to get the deeper down.
Going to do, but in the other side of the map, made a lot of barbecue is happening, and we are invited.
My god, we are invited. Don't talk about food because I'm so hungry right now. I didn't have breakfast, King. And everything is going down, mate.
It's okay, mate. I'm going to give you some charred drone.
Oh my god, but at the same time, you know what? The ZergLord is also hungry for some SCVs and some mules, as he does counter damage.
Yeah, the wall was managed to be breached on the other side of the map, and yeah, 14 SCVs went down, 18 drones for the ZergLord. We are like pretty even at the moment.
Oh, exactly. Meanwhile, TerraN did invest in these Banshees, and so far they haven't paid for themselves. Oh, one of them does get sniped. At least they did force some spores. And honestly, the ZergLord is looking pretty good here. TerraN is down in workers, but he has mules. Still working on his third CC. Finally, it is completed, so he can catch up. And he isn't out of this yet. But the ZergLord, he does have a small lead.
Yeah, he does. Currently 75 supply for the ZergLord, 57 for TerraN, 47 versus 36 workers. 3-on-3 bases, although the base of TerraN is still not on place. So yeah, that was a really nice run by TerraN, but at the same time, the ZergLord also did a pretty nice run by, so we're pretty even in damage.
Yeah, exactly. What I will say is that I do like that the ZergLord, he's taking up a lot, right? Layers on the way, 1-1 upgrades are on the way. We're still missing a fourth base. The ZergLord, he should be taking his fourth relatively soon here because the third of TerraN is landing. So yeah, the ZergLord, he has to make sure he doesn't fall behind in that respect. Actually opting to make a massive wave of links, and there we go. There is the fourth.
There's the fourth bed just in time for these Banshees to snipe it.
Not again. If they could come back as well. Oh god. The Queens, they finally do react. The Banshees do return, but the Queens okay. Okay, they're coming.
Now, one thing is that I think the ZergLord is kind of like baiting this base because the Banshees have not scouted the base, and they were not aware of the big amount of ZerGlings that the ZergLord is doing.
Exactly. A lot of lings here. Banelings are on the way. Baneling speed is not done yet, though, and that will definitely delay any kind of push that the ZergLord is going for. And honestly, these Banshees are dealing a lot of damage. They forced a cancel. They killed a queen. Couple of drones. Not bad.
Yeah. One Banshee falls down, unfortunately. And yeah, soon this Banshee will not be alone. There's a drop incoming as well.
Oh, exactly. It will be on the way. Double dropping even going into the main base. And very interesting decision by the ZergLord. I love playing like this whenever I can, but it is a little bit greedy. The ZergLord, he wants to go straight into ultras again. Just like the last game, he is skipping mutas and hydras, so he doesn't have a lot of anti-air, and the drop does get into the main.
Yeah, this is a very important part. He wants to go ultras, but I'm not sure how well will go if TerraN managed to do a lot of damage. Ooh, a lot of selling skill by that Widow, mate. That was a lot of money.
Mates, that was huge. Not just the lings. Baneling Nest went down. It has to be remade, and it hasn't started yet. So the ZergLord, he doesn't have any more banelings to work with. Like, what he has on the map is all he has to use.
The problem is the Banelings, they do nothing. That's a lot of Banelings for only 2 Marines.
Yeah, exactly. Drop comes back into the natural. Other drop goes into the main base. The ZergLord, he's struggling to keep up. What's important is that the hive is on the way, so it is going to finish up, so he can still go into ultras. But oh my god, he's losing so many workers.
Yeah, man, this is starting to hurt. 94 supply for the ZergLord, 136 for TerraN. You never want to be a Zerg that is 40 supply down and under attack.
Yeah, exactly. The ZergLord really struggling to deal with these drops, and honestly, this is a very good job by TerraN abusing the lack of anti-air, right? Like, this is what a TerraN needs to do in this situation. And he even scouts the Ultra Cavern.
Yeah, definitely. Like, man, TerraN is playing so good. He's being so cost efficient with these Marines and these Widowmines. And look, there's even more coming. And how much does the ZergLord have to defend? He has only 4 Banelings light. 4.
He remade the Baneling Nest, but he hasn't made any more Banelings. Finally, they are on the way, but it's a little bit too late. The army of TerraN is here. This army is looking to kill the ZergLord. And depending on these Widowmine shots, it could happen. Like, there's so many Widowmines.
There's so many Widowmines, and the ZergLord is giving TerraN plenty of time to set it up.
Exactly, a couple of Widowmine shots are going off here on the Lings and the Banelings, but the Marines, the split was so good, and now there is nothing left to deal with the Marines.
Yeah, nothing left. The Marines are here, the Medivacs are here, a bunch of Zerglings are coming out, but the trade is going to be very favorable to TerraN. All the Zerglings are basically paper against scissors, mate, and GG.
TerraN ties up the series 2-2. And the ZergLord being punished for his greed there. I don't blame him too much, just because, like, if you're gonna go for fast ultras like that, Romandicide, it does make sense. He made it work on 2000 atmospheres as well, so, you know, he does have that kind of mentality going on, but he was just pulled apart, mate. Like, the snipe on that Baneling Nest was huge, the denial on the 4th base, like, I was very well played there by TerraN.
GG, mate, we are tied 2-2. This all goes back to only a best of 1. See, mate, who needs best of 5? We only need 1 map.
One map, that's all it is, mate. And what's the map going to be? I imagine Beckett Industries must have been vetoed.
Probably Oxide.
Yeah, Jagannatha should have been vetoed by TerraN. That would make sense. So, yeah, it should be Oxide.
Yes, it is Oxide indeed. We just saw the lobby. Oxide is going to be our last map, people. Yeah, shout out to Toppin, who is in the chat watching the games right now. He's probably watching us so he can later write an article about it on laespira.com.
Make sure to check out laespira.com to be up to date on your Latin American StarCraft news. It is in Spanish though, not in English, so So you can maybe try and use Google Translate to read those articles.
Better yet, mate, learn Spanish. It is a beautiful language. Light here can attest to that.
It's true. Check out Duolingo. Shout out to Duolingo, by the way. They are recently sponsored by Jarritos. So make sure to get your Jarritos in the chat.
Wait, what? Really?
I sent you a link like last week that Jarritos was sponsoring Duolingo.
Oh, cool. Awesome. So, mate, when are you gonna get the Jarritos sponsorship?
Oh, God.
But yeah, we're going to have sponsors later because, Light, we have a map on our hands. Welcome, everyone. The last map of this series, Oxide, Ali, and spawning here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, the second best TerraN player in Brazil, TerraN.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the Brazilian Zerg player. He is blue, representing Team The Bad. We're here in the ace match. It all comes down to this game. It is TheZergLord. God, I'm hungry.
Well, Light, this game, look, as soon as this series ends, you may like run faster to the kitchen and grab one of your chorizos and just eat it, you know?
Oh my God, no, man, I have to wait for the end of the series, which, to be fair, the next series after this is probably going to go a lot faster. It's probably going to be a quick
Who knows,
one.
mate? Who knows? Maybe Turkey Dano surprises us and we play 1 hour macro games to 5 maps.
That would never happen. If that happened, I would accuse Turkey Dano of not being real, and like someone else came into play for him. You know, like that's
he's conspiring specifically against you.
God, Turkey Dano, please. Ay. All right, here we go. TerraN, he's going for an SEV scout. And I was about to say, Oxide, it's not a bad map for proxies, and the ZergLord knows that, so he is scouting all over the place. And hopefully this time he doesn't get kind of bamboozled and doesn't fall for the bunker, if we see one.
Okay, he didn't make a bunker. I thought for a second he was going to make it, because that SCV came from the third base instead of going from the normal route that you take in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
So I thought he was trying like to fake it, you know, that I'm coming from the proxy location, you know. But no, he didn't. It was just a scout with a weird patting. So sure.
Didn't go for the fake out, not this time. Meanwhile, the Reaper does come across the map, is going to be fighting with these Lings, but the ZergLord does get his third base very nicely on location at a very good time.
Yeah, nicely done by the TheZergLord. He's going to need it. He's definitely going to need that base.
And this is the most standard opening we've had here. You know, there wasn't any kind of bamboozling. We didn't have an overreaction to a proxy that wasn't real, anything like that. We are getting into our game, and TerraN even once again going for the straight up 1-1-1.
Yeah, definitely. Probably going for Banshees, I will guess. Like he has gone Banshees 2 games in a row so far. He probably likes it very much. I'm a little sad that TerraN in this series has not decided, not one game, to go for battle cruisers. You know,
I was about to say the same thing. When he started talking about Banshees, I'm like, yo, he's going to talk about the BCs. If it was BCs, we would have seen a fusion core already. Unfortunately, it is the Banshee.
Yeah, and just like a clock, here comes the Overlord for the TheZergLord to see everything that needs to be done.
Exactly. Meanwhile, TerraN was trying to poke in. He is sending a couple more Hellions across the map. He's going to have more Hellions to work with because this is a 1-1-1 opening. So maybe he can get into that mineral line again. You know, last time he just got so many worker kills with that barbecue. But this time, hopefully, the ZergLord, he's a little bit more prepared. Like, he has Lings at his natural. He's ready just in case the Hellions dive in.
He's doing quite a while of Hellions. Like he's got 6 and he's going for 2 more. Like 8 Hellions, that's kind of a little over the top in my opinion. You usually go for 4 to 6 Hellions. Let's see if he's going to 10. He's not going to 10, is it?
At the moment,
yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's only supply block. That's the issue. He's supply block, mate. He's going for 10 Hellions.
The supply block hurting him a little bit there. But again, with a good amount of Hellions like that, it doesn't matter how many links you have. You can still kind of brute force your way through it. It can be a little bit risky for sure, but I mean, he's going to try and go for it. He's diving in.
Okay, needs to be very careful. He's going to get sandwiched by the queens and the Zerglings. He lost 1 Hellion already. Okay, only 1 Hellion, but he didn't manage to do any damage at all. So the ZergLord so far, so good.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of these Hellions, they're kind of low as well. Like, I don't think he's going to be able to commit to just dive in. Meanwhile, Banshees finally show up. He waited until he had 2 Banshees with Cloak. No mobile detection. So one of the queens almost goes down.
This is a big investment in Hellions for the little payoff that he has gone so far, mate. I was honestly expecting more. TerraN not only took a big risk on going heavy Hellion so early in the game, because if the ZergLord went for Roaches, TerraN would be like very dead or very crippled at the very least. But they are not paying off, in my opinion.
They're nuts. They're nuts. Like, they haven't achieved anything that like 6 Hellions couldn't have done, right? Which is basically just keep the creep at bay. He's tried to commit a little bit more. He tried to find a way to just break into the natural base and stuff, but every single time the ZergLord has been there to defend. Now maybe TerraN has found a way in. A couple of Hellions are here, but immediately they get cleaned up, and finally he gets into a mineral line.
The barbecue is happening again light. 9 workers went down, and on the other side of the map, mate, again, this ZergLord with a Zergling run by.
It's one of those things where if your Hellions get into a mineral line, you know the links are across the map. They have to be somewhere, but they actually go down without getting any SCVs.
So yeah, this was actually a win for TerraN, and the Hellions started turning once more. 2 workers down, 3 workers, 4, 5, 6 workers.
Oh my god, exactly. So much value with these Hellions. Finally, they get cleaned up, but 15 drones have gone down, and only 1 SCV has fallen this game. Like, that was a beautiful trade by TerraN. 56 workers for TerraN, 55 for the ZergLord. The Zerglings are coming for a counter-attack. They're trying to pick any worker that they can, but there are Marines here to defend. Yeah, exactly. These things finally get into the natural base, but they're wasting their time on the depot wall instead of the SCVs. Finally, they turn around. So a couple of SCVs will finally fall, but not that much, to be honest.
Yeah, finally Zerglings are going to be cleaned up. And we are with equal workers, but mate, you never want to be equal workers with a TerraN player.
Yeah, and the ZergLord, he's doing it again. The problem is that, like, I love this style from the ZergLord, but throw it in like once or twice in the best of 5, right? Not every single game. Banelings are waddling in, they're going to be dealt with. And what I was referring to is that Infestation Pit is on the way. Like, he wants to go straight into Ultras again.
Let's see if it works out, mate. I mean, the thing is, TerraN needs to give the ZergLord breathing room for it to work.
Yeah.
The previous game, he didn't give the ZergLord any breathing room, and he just straight killed him with constant Marine attack. And let's see if this game is going to be any different or not.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, thankfully for the ZergLord, a 4th base is on the way, right? Like, TerraN isn't investing too much into his aggression. He only has a couple of Widow Mines. Like, this push isn't going to be anywhere near as strong as it was last game, and the ZergLord hasn't taken as much damage as he has earlier. I say that, that was a cancel on the 5th base here, but we already have a 4th. Like, this is still okay for the ZergLord. He's working on his hive. He has Banelings to defend. Push is coming, but it's not that terrifying. It's only here to really clear up creep.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Maximo in the chat, that he's asking, Light, where is the chorizo?
¿Dónde está el chorizo, mate? Está en el frigider, mate. I haven't made it yet. Después.
Wait, ¿está en dónde?
Frigider, fridge, mate. Oh,
Oh, nice. The Medivacs got saved, but yeah, nice around by the ZergLord over there. He managed to dwarf these TerraN players' plans for now. But on the other side of the map, there's another bunch of Marines attacking.
Yeah, like this is so scary. This is the moment where the ZergLord is at his weakest, where the Ultra Cavern is still on the way. He still does not have the Ultras. Again, we have 2 pushes from both ends, and there are no Bailings here on the right-hand side.
Yeah, this hatchery is going to fall 100%. Yeah, he does with minimal losses.
Exactly. At the same time, the drop is going straight into the 4th base. Meanwhile, this push at the 3rd is still going forward. Queens are falling, Dark King.
Yeah, Queens are falling, mate. Where are the Zerglings bailing? Why are they not engaging?
They're afraid of the Widow Mines. Meanwhile, the Widow Mine shots go off. There is some friendly fire there. Oh my god. Okay. Shots don't get those connections, but at the same time, there is a drop in the main. Another Queen went down.
162 supply for TerraN, 133 for the ZergLords. TerraN again doing excellent like job with these Marines, very cost efficient. A counter attack by the ZergLord to try to beat him back online, and yeah, nice one for him, but the drop is still alive, mate.
It's still alive, but I don't think the ZergLord is taking too much damage here. He's kept a lot of his workers alive. Ultras are finally on the way, but maybe I spoke too soon, because this drop is finally dealing damage here. Every single worker at this mineral line goes down.
Yeah, every single worker in the mineral line goes down, but the other side of the map made that tier base of TerraN is like not gonna work anytime soon.
Exactly.
He lost 25 workers to that Zergling Berlin run by.
He did. Finally, the ZergLord is cleaning this up, and the Ultras are out. And Ultras defensively, they can do very well here, but oh my god, they need to be in position. Meanwhile, this push comes in, and it looks like he's going to be able to... Oh, he's trying to get the base.
Nice, and Ultras come just at the exact time that it was needed, and the base is safe. The base is safe, lights.
Just barely. Meanwhile, very cute Marines here. There's no anti-air, so like the only Queens can deal with this. So because of this, there's going to be no mining here. Meanwhile, the ZergLord just goes for a counterattack. Hey, this is so annoying. This is actually a big deal. Like, the ZergLord cannot deal with this.
Yeah, I think he just won. He just going to leave it right there, and he's going for a counter attack on the neuter base of TerraN.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, mate, TerraN is going for his own attack on the 4th base of the ZergLord.
Yeah, it looks like this base is going to go down. Not just the base, but all these drones as well. Everything falls here for the ZergLord. And now TerraN is going to push straight into the main base. Nice focus fire. The
Those buildings just walked by.
No, they were on move command. That would have been amazing if they found their connections, but they did not. And now we are in full base trade mode. I say that, but the ZergLord, he had to come back home with his Ultras.
Yeah, ZergLord has lost a lot here. He's lost a lot of bases, a lot of workers, and the worst part is this: TerraN just can't leave off and go away.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what he does. The ZergLord, he's trying to defend. In a straight-up engagement, I think the ZergLord wins. Like, Ultras are just that good here. But, like, that's not what TerraN is doing. He's not fighting him straight up. He keeps going for these drops, and the ZergLord, he just can't deal with them.
A lot more damage John made. 26 workers that the ZergLord has lost. He only has 53 against 37 for TerraN. The ZergLord looking for damage on the other side of the map, but mate, I just noticed the TerraN is only on 2 bases right now.
Yeah, only on 2 bases. This is still very close. I feel like the ZergLord, all he needs, get a wave of Bailings, bust through that door. I don't believe there are any Widow Mines here, and if the Ultras get into the main or into the natural, then the ZergLord can end it. Meanwhile, the drop was actually able to kill the hatchery. Again, this position is
these drops
brutal.
have been very annoying, but TerraN honestly does not have much behind it. So as soon as the drop is done, like the ZergLord can breathe a little. But that little space, man, is so annoying. Another drop is coming here on the right side of the map. Nothing is going to fall. There are locally enough things here to defend, but. Oh man, and back at home, TerraN is he has like what's what I'm looking for? Surrender his economy, mate. Zero SCVs are being done. He's just going for basically 2 base all in at this point in time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is still a relatively strong army here. Really, what the ZergLord is missing, and did I miss something? No, okay, he still has the Banelings. He needs Banelings, mate, right now. He needs Banelings. Ooh, Liberators are going to be huge here against the Ultras. Nothing shoots up.
Nothing shoots up. There's not a queen inside, and mate, become the Ultras, but the Liberators are having free range.
Yeah, exactly. Zero mining here at the 4th base. Very nice moves here by TerraN, and the ZergLord needs to come up with a response for these Liberators. Oh my god.
Finally, queens arrive, and Liberators are forced to go back.
Yes, finally they are. Meanwhile, everything is in shambles here for the ZergLord. I think what's good for TerraN is that because of all this harassment, finally he retakes a base. Finally, he can get his economy back up and running.
Yeah, and this is huge because currently the ZergLord is behind like for quite a while. 40 workers versus 36, 102 versus 148 supply. TerraN's army is definitely better. If you do not take into account the Ultralis, okay? So, oh mate, if I were the ZergLord, I'm not sure what he will do, mate. He's in a very hard position. The Liberators return again, mate, and they're very annoying. Finally, one goes down, but the other goes in a good position for shooting the queens.
Yeah, exactly. But finally, it does get pushed away. There are a couple options here if you're the ZergLord. One, try and regain your economy, and it makes sense because Ultras are best defensively on creep. On creep, that is when Ultras are at their maximum. So if the ZergLord tries to drone up from here, it would make sense to me. At the same time, there was an opportunity for him to end the game. There was an opportunity for him to just straight up kill his opponents, and that's no longer an option because TerraN is about to be maxed out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very afraid for the ZergLord at the moment. And TerraN, look, TerraN is moving out. He knows he's very ahead compared to his opponent, and he just went to end it right now.
Like, we need Banelings right now. This Ling is so important. The ZergLord, he sees the army moving out. He needs to respond. He needs Banelings. Ling Ultra is not good enough. There we go. They're on the way. And they're not going to be done in time. I think the ZergLord is going to lose this base. I don't know if he should really risk trying to fight here, but he's going to go for it.
Here we go, mate. The mid grind of the Zerg is happening.
Hey, just give it up. Give it up, mate. He's going back in. The Banelings are done, but I think the base is just going to go down. Like, the ZergLord, you don't want to lose the game here trying to defend it, but at the same time, this base is so important to him. He's so far behind. Like, what else can he do?
The base falls, and the ZergLord does nothing. Like, this army is still uncontested, like.
Yeah, exactly. The ZergLord, he's making mutas, right? What the hell are mutas gonna do? They're Marines! Oh no. I mean, mutas, they can focus down Medivacs. I guess. You know, they have some uses here, but he's still making more mutas, by the way. We'll see if he can do it. Can he pull it off?
I don't think he can, mate. I don't think he can. I mean, if he maybe managed to surround with the Ultralis, maybe question mark, but still, the Mutalis are just going to counterattack, which is, I think, the wisest decision.
Yeah, but you know what? That's just pulling the trigger here for TerraN. He does push it, immediately focuses down the Ultras.
TerraN's army is going to be surrounded. That was as good as an engagement as the ZergLord was going to have.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? So many Ultras just went down. Only 2 Ultras remaining. He cannot afford to remake them. The mutas come back home to try and clean this up, and maybe he can do it just because there aren't that many Marines and mostly Marauders, but at the same time,
the Marauders are left, and the others have them out, and GG, mate. TerraN takes the series 3-2.
GG, well played. Congratulations, TerraN. We knew it was going to go to the ace match. And unfortunately, TheZergLord, he went for the same style for multiple games. And it felt like it worked best in game one because it was a little bit unexpected. But as the series progressed, like TerraN, he had better and better responses to it.
GG, TerraN advances to the next round. We're going to see him play tomorrow. And TheZergLord is going home, mate. He's going home. He finished in 5th, 6th place, and he takes home how many money? Let's see. How much money? He takes 80 Brazilian reales.
Ooh.
Which is about $15.
GG, TheZergLord. GG. He did his best here. Took it to the ace match. Very strong series versus TerraN, but TerraN was just too good in the end. Just too strong. And as we close out this series, thank you so much, Renegade X Studios, for the raid. We really appreciate the support. I hope you had a good stream. I hope you had a good cast. I'm assuming that you were casting. Shout out to Renegade X, by the way. He is also another community caster. Just like us, he covers as many tournaments as possible. So again, massive shout out to Renegade X. He is a massive fan of StarCraft. Ooh, and I thought we were gonna have some more downtime. I was like, yo, we're gonna have another winners interview. No, apparently not. Cosmos, he just keeps going.